relatively accurate figure to say that 1 in 10 garage sales is a normal garage sale. And you ask yourself, well, what does that mean? Well, when I was green, when I first started garage selling, I didn't realize any of this. It has taken me from then to now to realize that 1 out of every 10 garage sales is an actual garage sale. And I'll explain that further. Number 1, first you got a junker's garage sale. You got a garage sale where the people throwing the garage sale are garage sailors themselves, and they've accumulated so much garbage throughout the course of a year or a season or whatnot. They decide to have a garage sale, and they put out nothing but the junk that nobody wants anymore. If you go to a real garage sale, there's always something there that you think is interesting or something like that. You go to a junker's garage sale, you find nothing. Absolutely nothing. You even say to yourself, there should be a junkyard, there should be a garage sale police that can come through here and just shut the place down. I should be the garage sale police, because I would shut down 9 out of 10 garage sales. Then you got the guy who used to own a dollar store or something like that, and he was a failure in life and his business failed, and he decided every weekend now he's going to set up his store the way he had it in his yard. And you go there and everything's in a package with a price tag, and there's nothing but garbage that nobody wants. And you say to yourself, well, how can it be garbage that nobody wants? Trust me, nobody wants it. It's the same stuff week after week after week. But don't get me started. Then you have the baby garage sales where you go there, it's nothing but baby clothes, baby carriages, baby seats, little Tykes toys, baby bottles. Who the hell would buy a baby bottle at a garage sale? I've seen the nipple pump. I don't know what you call it, a nipple pump, to pump out the milk. Who would buy that at a garage sale? Some garage sales you go to, it's nothing but baby stuff. So, I mean, you know, this is what you got to contend with when you go to garage sales. And then you got the guy who's the collector. You go there and he's got the Star Wars action figures in the box all lined up, and he's got the comic books in the long boxes all lined up, and he's got the baseball cards out there, and he's a collector, and he knows the price of everything, and he's asking his price for everything, so nobody's buying anything. So basically he's putting the stuff outside, and then he's bringing it back inside. So, I mean, I could go on and on and on, and I'm sure you guys know a lot more, you know, of these kind of garage sales out there. But, I mean, I could go on forever. But I'm not going to, because we're trying to run a video game program here, and I want to show you what we picked up at the garage sales. And for me, a very slow week. Thank God for my parents. They really, you know, they really pulled the show. What the show would have been in the mud. They really pulled the show out of the mud. So, special thank you to my parents, who just celebrated their 40th wedding anniversary. So, congratulations to them, even though they know nothing about the show. Nobody in my family knows about the show. Nobody I work with knows about the show. Very few select friends know about the show. I have a real problem telling people about the show. I'm embarrassed. And not embarrassed because it's a video game program, because just embarrassed that you put yourself out on camera, and I guess you don't want to hear the ridicule and whatnot. So, you know, not many people that I know actually know that I did a show. But who cares about that anyway? Okay. So here we go. Okay. First garage sale I went to was actually not supposed to be a garage sale at all. There was a garage sale down the block, and I guess this woman, this big fat woman, was running around like she was out of her mind. She was just out of her mind. She was like bringing stuff out. She was running into the backyard. For a fat woman, she had more energy than I do, for crying out loud. Running into the backyard, bringing out stuff, bringing out more stuff, bringing out more stuff. And I noticed this on the table. She had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for $1. I picked it up. It's in good shape. You know, and I asked her, you know, do you have any more video games? She goes, oh, I got tons of video games. I got all sorts of stuff, but it's all in the house. It's in the garage. She goes, there's everything piled up everywhere. So I was like, okay, how about I leave my phone number, and if you find the stuff, you know, give me a call. Okay, when you do that, when you leave somebody your phone number, you know what your chances are getting a phone call back? 0. It never happens. And I don't know why I didn't learn my lesson, but the lady was in such a rush or whatnot. I wasn't even thinking. I should have said, give me your phone number, and I'll give you a call later in the week. That's what you do, because you'll never get a call back. I've done that about 5 times, left my phone number, and nobody's ever gotten back to me. So, you know. Okay. We got that. Okay, this next garage sale was in Deer Park, and it was an Indian family, and it was two, you know, I guess like a husband and wife, and their son was running around, I guess, in charge of the garage sale because he was the only one that could speak English. So he had like a fanny pack on where he was holding the money, and he was handling all the negotiation. So he had like a ton of GameCube games and PlayStation 2 games out there. So I knew they were his, and you know, I'm always leery about young kids with their games and whatnot because they're always asking for, you know, a high price. And you know what? I don't like talking a young kid down on his video games. I don't feel comfortable with that. I'll talk anybody else down, but you know, I understand he's a young kid, and I know how I was when I was a kid, and I could remember selling my video games, my Nintendo games, to a guy in a newspaper who basically came and bought every Nintendo game that I had for pennies on the dollar. I mean, I think about it now, I really got ripped off. You know, but at the time, I probably wanted something to save up for a TurboGrafx, or I probably wanted to maybe, you know, put my money together for a Genesis or whatnot. So I really didn't think about it. To have, you know, to me, the Nintendo was over. I wanted to move up. So, you know, when kids are out there, I don't talk them down. I'll just walk away, you know, unless it's something really good, and then I'll just, you know, steal candy from them. But he had these GameCubes out there, and I asked him, how much you want for your games here? And he said $1 a piece. So that's a good deal. Now, the second thing is, when I buy, this is why I love cartridge games. When I buy disc games, I examine the discs. Now, the discs have got to be pristine. And naturally, the games have to be complete. So here we go. We got this for $1. It's The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures for GameCube. Now, I've never played this game before, but this game looks awesome. It looks like the way, I guess, the original Legend of Zelda would be set up, but you can play 4 players. I guess you and your buddies can all play together. To me, that's reminiscent of like a Dungeon Explorer for the TurboGrafx, and I think that's a pretty neat game. So I will be playing this, maybe with a few friends. And next is a game that I had picked up last week as well, which is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. You know, anything with Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm gonna pick up. And the rest of the games that he had there were PlayStation 2 games. Nothing too outrageous, nothing that we don't already have. So we got that. This next one was at a garage sale. It was pretty random. It was just sitting on a table out there, and the woman wanted 50 cents for it, and it is Ghostbusters 2. And it's in really nice shape. I've never seen Ghostbusters 2 before. I doubt it's rare, because just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean that it's rare. I just haven't seen it before, never played it before, so. Ghostbusters 2. So there we have it. That's all I found, and you know, that's after you know, I average. I would say I average 30 garage sales a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, but my average is 30. So 30 garage sales to come up with this right here. And, you know, naturally after a day like that, because that day goes until about 1 in the afternoon, you know, it's not the best day you could have down at the garage sales. But I always have my ace in the hole, and that's my parents. And they really came through. I got a phone call from them. They said, you know, this guy's got some. They know all the lingo now. They know PlayStation 1 games. They know PlayStation 2 games. So my mother says to me, they got these PlayStation 1 games here. I think it was. Well, let's see. Let's take them out here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 games, and they were asking $15 for them, and I told my mother, I asked her what some of the titles were. She told me what the titles were. I said, make sure that the discs are pretty clean, because that's what's important to me with PlayStation games, that the discs aren't all scratched up. She said that the discs were clean, and I said, well, if you can get it for $10, Ma, I'll take it. And that's it. The conversation's over. Get off the phone, and I talked to her later, and she said we picked it up for $10. So I don't know what that works out to. A little less than $1 a game. Okay. So here we go. We got Final Fantasy VII, which is pretty neat. We have Final Fantasy VIII. We don't have Final Fantasy VII, so I know how popular Final Fantasy VII is. Probably the most popular for the most popular Final Fantasy game for PlayStation 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Driver 2 for PlayStation. One of my favorite games of all time for PlayStation was Driver 1. That game, when I first played that game, I was like, wow, this is really, like, I thought it was an astonishing game. And I loved it when you would do the training in the beginning and you had to do a certain amount of, you know, I guess, maneuvers in your car. And you had this black guy was like the passenger for while you did your training. And you would do some wild move and he'd go, "You crazy?" But anyway, that used to crack me up. You crazy? Alright. We got Metal Gear Solid. I've not played any of the Metal Gear games for PlayStation 1. So, you know, I can't wait to check that out. Gran Turismo 2. Siphon Filter. This game pops up everywhere when you look for PlayStation games. Definitely not a rare game at all. This one I thought was pretty interesting. Even though the case is wrecked, I never saw a PlayStation case like this. This is reminiscent of a Sega Saturn case. Now, I remember the old cardboard box PlayStation 1 games, but never a plastic case like that. Strikers 96. It's a sports game. It's, you know, not the most exciting. Twisted Metal 2. Twisted Metal, it's got some type of password card in here. Twisted Metal. Okay. NFL Blitz. Die Hard Trilogy. Tomorrow Never Dies, 007. Need for Speed 2. Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation. And Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, The Lone Wolf. So there you have it. 13 games for $10 there. A little less than $1 a game. Discs are in good shape. So it was 10 for this. $1 for this. That's 11.50 cents. 11.50. 12.50. So for $13.50, that's what we got this past Saturday. So that's it. Thanks again to my parents, and this is Bithead 1000. You just tuned into the greatest video game program of all time.